येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुक्तपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं अवधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रिय नमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj की जय। His Grace Ruplas Prabhu जी की जय। मस्त भक्त वृंद की जय। मैं obeisances to all of you for hearing me and giving me a chance to take you to Vaikuntha. In this katha, which is known as Vaikunth on earth, two of the Matajis from our congregation was of great help. One is Shobha Kadam, who actually gave me the Hindi version of this katha, and another is Priya Valwar, who gave me this book, which is, last time I showed you that it is Heaven on Earth. So I am obliged to them, to both of them. And also I offer my obeisances to His Grace Chakravarti Prabhu, from whom I had heard this katha about advent of Lord Jagannath somewhere 2 days before Jagannath Rath Yatra. So last time we did katha up to Snan Yatra, but just to give the brief, I will just to bring to refresh the devotees who are hearing it, that Lord Jagannath, he came to Jagannath Puri only to the satisfaction of the word which he had given, not only to Narad Muni, but also for the gopis, whom he had promised that he'll be coming back to Vrindavan, but he did not go there. So Rath Yatras are prepared in the form of going back to Vrindavan, and they are being pulled by the devotees who are called as gopis. This Nilachal, which comes in Odisha, there was Lord Vishnu in the form of 400 form as Nil Madhav, And then, of course, he came in the dream of King Indradyumna. This story starts when it was in the first half of Lord Brahma's life was there. And Indradyumna was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, and he wanted to see him personally, talk to him personally. And so that way he came in dream and he told him that I am at Nil Madhav. And in that way, Vidyapati was sent who had seen that, and he found out Nil Madhav. And he informed King Indradyumna, who along with priests, etc., he had gone there. Not finding Nil Madhav in Nilachal, he was ordered by the Lord in his dream or by Akashvani that you construct a temple for me and I will be coming there in the form of a wooden log. And how this wooden log was carved into 3 deities by an old Brahman who was no other than the Lord himself, and he carved them. And so 3 deities in the form of Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra Maya. They came and they were seated, and also this temple was got sanctified by Lord Brahma himself. So every year, of course, this temple remains open for 21 hours of the day when the bhoga is being offered to the Lord. It is said by Lord himself or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that the Lord takes bath in Badrinath. He changes in Dwarka as Dwarkadesh. He takes bhoga, lot of bhogas in Jagannath Puri as Jagannath. And he's resting in Rameshwaram. And that's the reason why these 4 places are called as Dham, Char Dham. Whoever visits these 4 Dham, of course, he gets liberated unless he goes with a proper devotion and not as a picnic. Many of our devotees have already seen Badri Ashram in this Badrinath, as well as Dwarka, as well as Jagannath Puri, and some have been lucky enough to even see Rameshwaram also. So for them, of course, Vaikunth is sure and certain, and that is what we are reading here about this. So after Snan Yatra, there is one called as Nava Yovan or Netrotsava. In this Netrotsava, the Lord is kept for 15 days after Snan Yatra in a separate room where he is being repainted, decorated with jewels, flowers, and all that. And this process is called as Angarag. For 15 days, no darshan is allowed to anyone. And after 15 days, when the Lord is fully decorated, gives darshan. So this festival is called Netrotsav or Nava Yovana. At the time, the face of the Lord, Jagannath and Baladev, is covered by like Ganesha, the trunk of Ganesha. Now we go to Gundija temple because after this Snan Yatra, the Lord wanted to keep the word of the gopis, and he wanted to go to Gundicha temple, which by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has termed Gundicha temple as Vrindavan, and he has termed this Purushottam temple, Jagannath temple, as Kurukshetra. So actually the Brijvasis had gone and Gopis had gone to Kurukshetra to get Lord Krishna and Balram from there to bring them, because there they heard that all the time they are only fighting, they are not in the form of cowherd boys. So let us pull them and bring them to Vrindavan to give peace to them and again enjoy with them the pastimes. But it did not happen so, because after Kurukshetra war was over, again Lord went back to Dwarka. So Gundicha temple was also constructed by King Indradyumna, and his wife's name was Gundicha. So this temple was named as Gundicha temple. This place is also known as Sundarachal. The temple is a large lake which is called as Indradyumna Sarovar. The water is mostly taken from here to clean Gundicha temple one day prior to the Lord's coming here by Rath Yatra. And this process of cleaning the temple is called Gundicha Marjana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, along with his Parshadas, had cleaned this temple, and he had said that when we clean Gundicha temple and we keep on chanting at that time the name of the Lord, then we clean our heart, and more we clean Gundicha temple, more we clean our heart, so that our heart gets free from the sins which we have committed in the past times, past lives. And that's the reason when so many devotees always who go for taking darshan and taking part in Jagannath Rath Yatra, one day before they take part in this Gundicha Marjanam, and there is no caste, no big person, no rich man or poor man, or everybody is same, and every person is taking the broom in his hand and cleaning properly, getting dusted himself and all that. Even though it is clean, but then they keep on cleaning with broom and water. Plenty of water is made available there from Indradyumna Sarovar. Indradyumna Sarovar is one of the Sarovar which we will come later, that it is a holy place wherein Lord Jagannath, our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is also called as Sundar Hari in Jagannath, Sundar Hari. He had his associates taken bath in Indradyumna Sarovar. So this Sarovar was sanctified. And there are like that, there are 3-4 other Sarovars which will come later, wherein by taking bath, the person gets free from the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. And this is the reason why this Jagannath Puri is considered to be as a Vaikuntha, because this he gets chance to get ourselves free from the birth and death. Here, as I repeated, during cleaning of the temple, all the devotees keep chanting the name of the Lord Hari, the Maha Mantra. By this way, they clean their heart is dusted with sinful reactions of various past lives, the heart will be cleaned thoroughly to receive Lord Hari. This is a lesson given by Mahaprabhu by himself cleaning Gundicha temple in devotee form. So before we start Rath Yatra, let's go to the chariots which are being made. On the day of Akshatritiya, the chariots, the work starts on chariots. As we had said before, that those carpenters and artisans who had not been able to carve the deities, the Lord had ordered the king that put them for constructing the 3 chariots. So the descendants of those people, because so many centuries have passed now, so the descendants of those people, they always construct and make the chariots. Different names are given for different chariots. I'll show you the can you see this? This is a chariot in which you will find the different names are given to each and everything, whatever is carved in the chariot from top to bottom. So chariots, they are started from Akshatritiya day and they are ready one day before the Rath Yatra. Some of the specialties of the Rathas or chariots is the name of Jagannath Deva's chariot is Nandi Ghosh. It is also called as Chakradhwaj and Sri Garuda. This has 18 wheels and they are considered as 18 mystic perfections. Balabhadra's chariot is called Talladhwaj or also Halladhwaj because Lord Balram always carries Hal. So its name is also Halladhwaj. And this has 16 wheels. And each wheel, the 16 wheels are considered to be the symbol of 16 kalas. Subhadra's chariot is known as Padmadhwaj or Devadalan. It has 14 wheels, which are the symbols of 14 worlds. Color of Jagannath temple and color of Jagannath chariot is yellow. Balabhadra's chariot is blue. Subhadra's Devi's is black. And this is continued always from the beginning only. The protector for Lord Jagannath's chariot is Narsimhadev, and there are names given to drivers and 4 horses. And here in this case, the horses are white color. We will not go much detail about the names of the people because you are going to forget them, of course. The protector for Baladev's chariot is Shisha, that is Shishanag, has 4 black horses. Mind it, for the Jagannath, the horses are white, For Baladev, the horses are black. And the protector for Subhadra's chariot is Vana Durga. Driver is Arjuna. And 4 horses are red, namely Adharma, Ajnana, Aparajit, and Jotan. So like that, the names were given to other horses also. Now on the Rathas are kept Parsha Devtas to accompany the Lord. The associated deities, they are called as the associated deities. On Sri Jagannath chariot, on the right side is Varaha, Govardhan, and Gopi Krishna. On the back side is Narsimhadev, Ram, Shri Ram, and Narayan. And on the left side, we have Tirvikrama, Hanuman, and Rudra on the left side. On Sri Baldeva's chariot, there is Ganesha, Kartikeya, and Sarvamangalam on the right side. Pralambhagna, Halayuddha, and Mrityunjaya from the back side. Natambar, Maheshwar, and Shishadev on the left side. Shri Subhadra's temple chariot are Chandi, Chamundi, and Ugratar on the right side. On the back, Vanadurga, Shruti, Durga, and Varehi. On the left side, Kali Mata, Syama Kali Mata, and Mangala and Vimala. So, Sri Jagannath's chariot in front gate is Indra and Brahma. They sit there in place of the sages. In place of the sages, 7 great sages headed by Marichi, they stay there. On the Baladeva's chariot in the front gate, Rudra and Satyaki. In place of sages are 8 Vasus, they sit there. In Subhadra's chariot, in front gate is Sri Devi and Bhu Devi. And 8 Bhairavas, they sit in place of the sages. From the top of the chariot to the upper portion of the wheels, the whole area is decorated with colorful cloth. On top of the chariot, the flags of different colors are hoisted. On the upper portion of the chariot, in front, wonderfully painted horses are seen, and behind them sits the chariot driver. When the chariot driver orders or shows green signal, then the Kalavedyas or the devotees pull the chariots. Each and every part from the top of the chariot have different names, which I showed you in the picture before. So now we will go to Rath Yatra. Sri Rath Yatra festival is the biggest event in Sri Purushottam Dham or in Jagannath Puri. Many of our devotees have been, of course, visiting almost every year during Rath Yatra. But I am sure Maybe some of them might have seen what description was given of the rathas and how they are made and who are sitting there before the deities are brought. But normally, every person gives a parikrama of the ratha and offers obeisances before going to the temple to offer obeisances to the Lord. Another name of Rath Yatra is also called as Navayatra or Gundicha Yatra or Nandi Ghosh Yatra, Patita Pavan Yatra, and Mahadevi Utsav. So different people have been giving different names for this yatra. Normally we know as Jagannath Rath Yatra. Sri Jagannath Rath Dev had told to King Indradyumna, "You should place me along with Sri Balaram and Sri Subhadra on a chariot and celebrate Navayatra festival on the second day of the waxing moon in the month of Ashad. Comes around June, July. You should take me to Gundicha temple where I had appeared and where you had performed 1,000 horse sacrifice." So Gundicha is the temple where actually Indradyumna had performed a sacrifice of 1,000 horses. The other purpose of yatra is to keep his word, which I already explained, that this was word given to Sri Naradwani, that Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra in this form will give darshan and bless all who are unable to come to the temple. You will find in the temple, in the main entrance on the left side, there is the murti of Lord Jagannath. Idea was that those people who were not allowed to come inside, Lord Jagannath himself came and stood there to give them darshan. And since then, he has remained there. The Lord also wanted to fulfill the desire of Brijavasis and Gopis who had gone to Kurukshetra to pull. The devotees who pull the rathas are like Gopis and Brijavasis taking Lord Jagannath, and they are also called the Vedyas. This we already said that the construction of 3 rathas is started from Akshatirthiya and all that. Now when the deities are taken from the temple to the rathas, first Sudarshan Chakra is brought and kept on the ratha of Sri Subhadra Maya. And then Lord Baladev is brought first, then Subhadra, and then last is Lord Jagannath. This process of bringing deities from inside the temple to the ratha is called Pahandi Vijay or Pandu Vijay. Means coming slowly in the swinging order step by step. You will find that the deities, when they are brought, actually because they remain there inside the temple for 1 year, so they don't want to go outside. So when the deities bring them, they try to push them back. So it is like swinging, coming front and going back. And because the temple, it is a high level and there are so many steps. So on the each step, thick pillows are kept and the deities are kept step by step on each pillow. So now the deities are seated on the chariots. According to the custom, the king of Odisha performs arti, worships the deities on each and every ratha, and then he takes the broom with a golden handle and cleans the road on which the rathas are to be moved. And this service is called Chera Apahara. This process is continued even today when after some time the king, the other devotees, they take the turn who are between the two ropes and clean. So this cleaning, when you clean the road and sprinkle with flowers, sprinkle with sugandhit water, because it's very hot during July. So normally there are water is being sprinkled on the road to keep it cool for the rathas and the devotees to move on that. And by this process, cleaning the road, dancing in front of the chariots, in front of the deities, naturally the devotees get blessed. This was done by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself when he was dancing on that in between, along with his so many devotees. Here we say due to hot season, NGOs sprinkle water through the water tankers on the devotees also who are dancing, not only those, but those who are pulling the rathas also there. We have seen normally those who have visited the temple, they say that when Lord Jagannath, when it is very hot, of course, but as soon as Lord Jagannath is taken out from the temple and seated on the Ratha, immediately the clouds come and it starts raining and also cools the temperature. That is, of course, the blessings of Lord Jagannath, who cares, who showers his mercy on the devotees, whose main purpose is also to come out and shower his mercy on them, give darshan. And that's why he has eyes without twinkling. He showers his mercy on the devotees. So when the people are, this process was started of the chanting and of the dancing, etc., by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In between, of course, on the way, the chariots are stopped because there are so many devotees who want to perform artis, who want to offer bhogas, who want to offer fruits. And also there are in some of the people, they perform the seva of, because it's hot, so they give cool water and some cool drinks to the people and something to eat also. because the deities are standing on the road from the very morning to take darshan of the Lord. When the deities reach in the evening near Gundicha temple, the rathas are kept in order. Subhadra's rath in the center. On the left side is Lord Jagannath. On the right side is Baladev, Rath, Baladev's Rath. And there they remain overnight till next day, where the people in general who come for Rath Yatra, visiting Rath Yatra, they are allowed to touch the deities. I don't know, it's said that nowadays this process has been stopped, but when I visited, it was going on. At least 3 years before, the process was going on, and all the devotees were allowed to go up the Rath. Early morning, they will come around, say, 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, remain in the queue, performing queue for 3 Rathas and visiting, and they were allowed to even not only touch, but to hug the deities. By that way, they got blessed. And certainly those people who have touched or hugged the deities, they are liberated souls. And we should take their blessings. Now, on the next day evening, the rathas are taken inside Gundicha temple, and rathas remain outside. It is said that some of the festivals are performed during the stay of Lord Jagannath in Gundicha temple, which is known as Vrindavan. So they are called as Hera Panchami, Jhulan Yatra, Dolan Yatra. Hera Panchami is actually the process in which Lakshmi Devi comes from the Purushottam temple and acts like breaking the rathas, because Lord Jagannath has left Lakshmi in the main temple and come here to enjoy with the gopis in Vrindavan. And like that, Jhulan Yatra is there and Dolan Yatra is there. On the 8th day, the rathas are changed their direction towards going back to the main temple. And on the 9th day, again, the deities are brought with the same pomp and show in which they were brought for Rath Yatra from the main temple and seated on the rathas. But this time, while going back, the public in general is less. It is said that those people who were Brijvasis, who had come to pull Lord Jagannath to Gundicha temple or to Vrindavan, they were again not interested for the Lord to go back, so they did not join the Rath Yatra. Now, this temple, of course, when on the same day evening, there the rathas reach the main temple, and then they are taken inside in the main temple, and from the next day onwards, the darshan starts, and the public starts going there who are anxiously waiting to go inside the temple. Till then, during this time, the entire temple and the entire complex of the main temple is cleaned properly and thoroughly, because they don't get a chance to clean it during the year, because the bhogas are going on throughout 21 hours of a day, and also the public keeps on coming there for darshan and all that. But, and then there is a condition, because in between what happened, if you read the history, from time to time, Muslims ruled over India, and they started coming to break the temple or to break the deities. So at the time, the deities were being taken to a different place and hidden. And also during the English rule, so English people, as it is, they come in their churches with their shoes on and all that. So the sanctity of the temple was not being maintained properly, and that's the reason why this temple is now allowed only for Hindus to go inside. And that also the security is there, security is also kept there. They don't allow any other communities to go inside. But then, by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and by the efforts, by his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, Jagannath temples were opened throughout the world, in America, in England, in Europe, in Africa, and other places. And almost in every big city, the Rath Yatra is taken out, where the devotees and the people in general take darshan and get blessed. Now, there are certain qualities of this temple which you mostly don't find in most of the temples. Like outside the temple, there is so much noise of the traffic, as well as the sea nearby, the sea waves when the high tide, etc. is there. Or in the evening when the traffic is not, the sound of the waves, sea waves from Bay of Bengal, it comes. But the moment you enter inside the gate of the temple, it is quiet. No sound comes inside. And this is the reason it is said that Hanumanji has been kept there to see that the noise doesn't come inside. And of course, Hanumanji is very pleased to do the service for Lord Jagannath. Another good quality is that, surprisingly, that when the sun rises, or even the sun comes up, or even the sun sets, there is no shadow created by the domes or the building of the temple. Normally, everywhere, even a person, when he walks, the shadow follows him. But in this case, there is no shadow. Number 3, the flag on the top, which was actually first opened by Lord Brahma himself, is fluttering in the opposite direction of the wind. When the wind is coming from here, the flag is moving this way, which normally doesn't happen because it is of cloth, but still it is very much surprising, and it happens only here. Then on the top, there is Sudarshan Chakra, which is kept in such a way that from whatever side you look at it, from any corner, you will find that the chakra, full chakra, is facing you. And it is said that those people who cannot enter in the temple or who cannot see, if they see the flag and the chakra from far off place and offer their obeisances, it is like getting the mercy of the Lord, and they get blessed. Another surprising quality is that no birds fly over the dome of the temple, and even the aeroplanes flying above, they take a side or the turn while moving. Like suppose a plane is coming from Singapore to Bombay, it has to cross over Orissa, over this Puri, but then it takes a turn. The flag is changed every day. It is written in this book that if the flag on any particular day for any reason, if it is not changed, then the temple will have to be closed for 18 years. And that's the reason the flags are. And there is, surprisingly, there is no staircase for going up. The dome is made in such a way that the person who are so much trained, they take, of course, the risk of going up and putting the flag, changing the flag. Another surprising thing is that you must have seen that, you must have studied in geography, that during the daytime, the wind comes from the sea side because the earth is hot, the sea is cold, so the wind comes from cold to hot. But in Jagannath Puri, it is the other way. The wind comes from the earth towards the sea in the daytime, and the night it comes from the sea to the land. You must have seen in Bombay that our wind comes from the sea in the daytime and from the earth on the night time. About the preparation of the bhogas, there is kitchen provided, where according to the instructions of Neelamadhav to Lord Indradyumna, the descendants of Vidyapati's Brahman wife, yani Vidyapati's descendants who were from the Brahman wife, they prepare the bhogas. Always the bhogas are prepared in the earthen pots, but you will be surprised that there is a fire at the bottom. The earthen pots are kept one above the other, 7 pots like that. And the rice and the vegetables and all the bhogas, the topmost pot gets cooked first. Then the second, then the third, like that. We go from top to bottom. The bottom one is the last to be cooked. Don't try it at your homes because you may not succeed there. This is only in Jagannath. So these are some of the qualities which were sent to me by our devotee Shobha Kadam. Now there are some holy places in and around the temple because of which this entire area has become Vaikunth, sort of. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here, he, along with his devotees, along with his associates, he went around the Purushottam Kshetra, or we call the Sri Kshetra, and whatever the holy places were there, he visited them, he took bath in the sarovars and sanctified them and made them holy. So some of the places are Panchatirtha, Chakratirtha, Shweta Ganga, Swargadwara, Shri Markandya Sarovar, Shri Indradyumna Sarovar, Shri Narendra Sarovar, Athar Nala, Shri Yameshwar, Shri Loknath, Shri Kapal Mochan Mahadev, Mahatirth Sham Sundar. These are on different pages in the book. And also these are, of course, in the area of, say, about 2 kilometers or so around. It is said that those who are able to take bath in Shwet Ganga, in Kandovar, in Indradyumna Sarovar, in Narendra Sarovar, and the ocean, Bay of Bengal. These are the 5 places if you take bath, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had sanctified them and he had taken bath there. So if you take bath in that, then you are liberated. You don't get the birth again on this material world. But of course, you may get the birth in that Vaikuntha place, if you like. Like some of the devotees, they don't want to go to Golok Dham. They want to remain in Vrindavan. They want to remain in Mayapur. They want to remain in Jagannath Puri. Those who are in Dwarka, they want to remain in Dwarka, like that. So they are the holy places. There are some more temples, like Konark Temple in Alanath, a Lord Shiva temple known as Kapoteshwar, little far off. But I'm sure that our devotees like Param Shakti Mataji, Rachita Mataji, who are from Orissa, they may be knowing more about this. And there is Sakshi Gopal, of course, there. Like that, this place is holy. And almost we have covered everything. Of course, there are some Bal Leelas performed by Lord Jagannath, but because it is already time, so we'll finish. Maybe next time we will take some of the Bal Leelas performed by Jagannath, if I get a chance, of course. But at present, I'm not. I can say one little pastime. There was one tailor in Bengal, near Calcutta. And he was a very good tailor. And his work was very good. But at the same time, he was a pure devotee of Lord Jagannath. Day and night he will keep on remembering Lord. But he was so much busy in his work that he could not get a chance to come and visit Jagannath Puri. So all the people in general, they were very happy out of his work. The Nawab of that area, who was a Muslim, he gave him some 2 or 3 pillows to prepare for him, to be properly embroidered and put the jewels and diamonds and all that, which are given by the Nawab. So by working day and night, the tailor, he finished these pillows. But what happens on the day of Jagannath Rath Yatra, when the Lord Jagannath was being taken from to the Rath, and he was being placed on the pillows which were there kept on the steps, one of the pillow broke down. It so happened that immediately one pillow from those pillows which were prepared by this tailor disappeared from there and went there to give support to Lord Jagannath. When the Nawab's people, they came to collect the pillows, they found one pillow was less. This tailor said, I had prepared 4 pillows, but even I am surprised where that one pillow went. But they said no, because it was made of jewels and diamonds and all that. So you must have taken it or hidden it somewhere. And they went and told the Nawab. Nawab said, put him in jail. And next day, we will give him a punishment. Let him remain in jail without any food or drink or anything. Now this teller, his name was Kameshwar. He worshipped the Lord. He said, whatever you wish. You know very well that I have not hidden the pillow, and I had actually made the pillows. Where it has gone, who has taken, only you know that. So throughout the night, he was just remembering the Lord. It so happens that in the night time, when the Nawab was sleeping, Lord Jagannath, he came there and he started slapping him here and there. And Nawab became red-faced. He got up and Lord Jagannath told him that I have taken the pillow. Don't immediately go and release this tailor. It is not his fault. And if you don't do that, then you know what can I do for you. Nawab immediately got up. He called for his wazirs, told him, go there and see what that person is doing. They came. They saw that this person was not worried. He was still, and it so happened, with the mercy, that Lord Jagannath, same time, he gave darshan also to the tailor and told him, don't worry, everything is fine. And next day he was released. And the Nawab, even though he was a Muslim, but with the slaps of the Lord, he was so much blessed that he also became the devotee of the Lord. And he gave so much in bakshish or dan to the tailor, so the tailor became very rich man. Like our Lord Krishna had given to Sudama so much of opulences. Similarly, this. So this is one of the pastime. There are like that so many, but then time is nearing finishing. all must be waiting to have their prasadam. If anyone has any questions, of course, I'm prepared to reply to them. I hope everybody has understood. And I'm sure that Param Shakti Mataji, Rachita Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Priya Mataji, whose names I have taken here, they will forgive me. Without their permission, I have taken their names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we have finished part 2 of Jagannath. This covers not only the Vaikunth on earth, but also the advent of Lord Jagannath on earth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Narad Praman Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam.
Prabhuji, I just can't say how much thankful I am to you, because what you said I am hearing for the first time about Jagannath temple and all these things that you just said. I have been listening to you from the beginning, and I am hearing this for the first time. So you took my name. That's why I just tried to raise my hand. And
Yeah,
I'm so fortunate to participate in this class. I am hearing you for the first time also in this Zoom class. And I had one question from the beginning. I couldn't hear properly. Out of the Char Dham you had mentioned in the beginning,
yes.
Badrinath and Jagannath Prabhuji and Rameswaram, and there is a fourth one. I missed about it.
Dwarka.
Dwarka. So
Dwarka.
I have covered 3 except for Rameswaram. So hopefully
yes. See let me tell you, there are 4 small dhams also, which are Badrinath, Kedarnath, Jamnotri, and Gangotri. They are in the mountains. But throughout the India, Lord himself had stayed there and visited those places. And that's why Lord, he takes bath in Badrinath, changes his clothes in Dwarka, and eats plenty of food, bhogas, in Jagannath Puri. And he goes for resting in Rameshwaram, which was by the mercy of Lord Ram, temple created there.
Is this for one day? Prabhuji, in one day you are telling Lord's eating, sleeping and playing and all these things?
Yes, because the entire earth and everything is within himself. So even Narad Muni can visit all the places within the moments. So what about the Lord?
And Prabhuji, the region also you mentioned, but I could not hear properly. Why these 4 are called the dhams, 4 principal dhams? What is the region behind it?
Because they are holy places, and those who visit these dhams, they get liberated. But they should go with the devotion and faith in the Lord. Not for the picnic purpose. That's why they are called as dham. Because the Lord, Bhagwan himself, stayed there.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Very nice and very detailed katha.
I think you have seen Jagannath Puri
many times. In fact, I went last time when we climbed on the Rath and hugged the Lord Jagannath. Remember that day? That was after that they stopped.
So you are already blessed.
Hare Prabhuji, everybody who was there in that group, they climbed on all the 3 Ratha and hugged the Lord, and then we were there on Ratha for few hours.
Yes, I was there with you.
In front of us.
I was there.
Always remember those big eyes of Lord in front of me.
Yes.
Every time I remember, really.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you. Nice Katha, Prabhuji. Very detailed. I think it is a PhD subject. But we have nicely covered in 2 classes. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji.
See, whatever I knew,
you have left nothing. Everything is covered.
yes,
In fact, so many things have gone beyond our head. But anyway,
yes.
but sometimes we can revise and we can repeat and we can hear it. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Kaustubh Prabhu, just
Yes.
chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra once.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai.